Hi friends, and welcome to Coffee with My Sunshine. Today we are going to be working on a latch and hook rug. I'm going to be repurposing an old disgusting cabinet and a coffee container. But first let's start with the latch hook rug. You're going to need a canvas like this. I got mine from Joann Fabrics, but I believe like Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Walmart, I believe they have them. I picked these up from Walmart, but I didn't end up using those. They were a little bit too thick for what I wanted. And you're also going to need one of these hook tools. They're fairly inexpensive. I saw one at Walmart. I know you can get them at other craft stores. I ended up going with this because it was a little bit thinner, a little bit softer, and it had more of the browns and grays that I wanted and tans for my craft room. Because in the end I want this rug to be for my dog because she's always in the craft room with me, so I thought it would be fun. So first for mine, I cut each piece of yarn at 10 inches. It was just easier for me, you know, to kind of go quickly to cut the pieces. So then you want to fold that in half, cut it right in the middle so that you have two 5-inch pieces, and then repeat that same thing, fold those two in half and cut it right in the middle, and then you have 2.5-inch pieces. And you can do this, I ended up doing like a bunch of them together like this. In mine, I didn't obviously have them perfect, but you want them pretty close to the same size. So I had a few started here, and all you have to do, it's really simple but kind of fun. You can do it while you're watching TV or whatever, but you take the hook tool, you want to make sure that little flipper thing stays open. And you're going to take the latch canvas and you're going to poke the hook through one of the holes and then poke it through the next one above it or over, however you're doing it. Make sure that little latch stays open. It'll want to shut just like mine is trying to do. Loop the yarn around the latch or around the hook. And you want that open because you're going to take the yarn and wrap it around. You're taking both pieces like this, wrapping it around the latch, and then pull the hook through the hole. And it's pretty cool. It knots it for you. I'll show you a couple more times. Once you start doing it, it gets really easy. See, it wants to shut every time. Oh, I didn't realize it got blurry. Sorry about that, guys. And you can do this with thicker pieces of fabric too. And I did a bunch of these, but I have carpal tunnel, so if you do have any kind of like arthritis or something, you might want to take breaks in between. I ended up doing it for quite a while and lost feeling in 2 of my fingers because my carpal tunnel got really bad. So my husband actually took over for me. I just showed him how to do it and he caught right on. So did my son. They were so helpful. Don't screw up.
You're a great motivator.
Does it feel weird?
It feels a little weird.
People are staring at you.
This super ultra close up. I feel like I'm not a great hand model.
But you are.
Yeah, my hands are jacked up looking.
I'm showing your hands right now.
I know. See, now I can't even do it. I can't do it.
Stop. And this is my son. He did a bunch of this, so I was so happy. So leave them a high five or thumbs up in the comment section for helping me out with this. So I wanted to make it quite a bit bigger. I didn't get it as big as I wanted for the video, but just keep a lookout in future videos. I'm sure you will see it with my dog laying on it, but I'm just going to keep going with the size. But I'll show you how far we got so far. And for the edges, you just you can just cut it right down to you know, where you started the yarn and where you finished the yarn knots. And then I'm just going to get one of those anti-slip mats to put underneath. And this is as far as we got so far. I love it. It's so soft and cushy. For our next DIY, you're just going to need a used coffee container, any florals. I'm using these wood beads and the scrapbook paper from Joann Fabrics, and also some pinto beans. So I'm really liking this like kind of greenish color. You guys really got me hooked on like sage greens. So I'm just taking the scrapbook paper and the coffee container, and we're going to just recover it. And I'm just using Elmer's glue. And I'm going to cut the scrapbook paper to fit inside the little metal pieces of the coffee container. And I'm just going to spray them down a little bit with water. And then spread the Elmer's glue on and attach it to the coffee container. So then I wanted the wood beads to be a little bit darker brown. So I am using this. I just got this from Joann Fabrics. I love this brown color. And I mixed it with water so that it was more like a stain. And then wiped it off. And then hot glued them onto the bottom as like little feet. And then taking some floral foam and just kind of jamming it into the coffee container until it's full up to the top. And then placing the florals where I wanted them, and then adding the pinto beans. And I think it gives it a lot of like really cool texture, and I just love the look of them in there. You could use stone if you had it, but I didn't have any, so let me know what you guys think in the comments. For this last one, we are taking this very old, very nasty, dirty cabinet. So if you see any like on the side of the road or Habitat for Humanity, anything like that, pick it up. And of course, my cat loves to get anything that you put down that's new. She has to investigate. So this thing was so dirty and nasty. I just gave it a really good cleaning, as much as I could that would come up. A lot of it was like stained, probably water stains. And then I flipped it over and did the tops of the shelves. As you can tell, a lot of that isn't coming up, it's just stained. And then I took some sandpaper and sanded it flat as much as I could. I still wanted it a little bit rustic, so I left some of the raised edges, and then I just took the hardware that was left on there and some of this chalk paint. I think it was in Sage. And you could easily, I don't know if you've seen my, what's it called? The hutch redo that we did. You can remove any of those like wood pieces. I think it would be fine on something like this. That centerpiece or that center column, you could probably remove that easily so that it was all open. But I'm just taking that sage green color and coating out the shelves and the inside of the cabinet, because I wanted it to have that like really fun like pop of color. And this only needed one coat, surprisingly. I might go back with a second just to I don't know, give it a more solid look, I guess, because it did have a rustic kind of distressed look on the inside. So then I'm just taking some tape to protect the top, because I still want that to be wood. And I'm just going to paint the outside like a creamy white color. Originally, that's what I was going to leave it as, but then I used some antique wax, and you'll see how that turned out in a second. And I'm mixing some white paint with like a creamier marshmallow color paint, because I didn't want it like super bright. I wanted it more, I don't know, like creamy, I guess. And then, like always, I'm adding some baking soda just to give it a little bit of texture and chalky finish. And I don't really have a recipe. I never use one, but I know there are recipes out there. If you use like cornstarch or baking soda. I've used sawdust. That was a really fun video. I'll link that above. And I've also used salt, and that was really fun. I'll link that one too. So I have a really fun video coming out on Thursday. It's a collab. You don't want to miss it. So if you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe and join our YouTube family. We love doing tons of DIYs and home decor and functional pieces, trash to treasure. But this next one's going to be really fun. I know you'll love the ladies that I joined in on the collab with. But don't forget to hit the bell too, so that you get notified of every video that I put out there. So for the top, I'm doing a similar thing that I did with the wood beads on the planter, and I'm just adding a couple different browns to get like a little bit darker wood color, and I'm just mixing that up. And then I'm going to remove the tape. And normally I would have stained the top with normal stain, but it's so cold here, it's like below 0, so I obviously couldn't do it outside or in the garage. So I'm just doing the you know, the faux stain with the water and the paint. And I'm just brushing it on lightly. You can do layers, just wait for it to dry and do another layer. You can add different browns to the water so that you get a little bit more, you know, change in color or whatever. So let me know in the comments below if you like these kinds of videos where we just kind of mix it up and show different techniques and, you know, learn new things and also repurpose, thrift flips, you know, that kind of thing. I do want to do more thrift flips like I used to do and trash to treasure. So let me know if that kind of interests you. But oh, this is what I ended up doing. You could leave it as is. I love the white and the sage green and the wood. I think it looks so pretty, but I wanted something different, and I originally just wanted it to be a little bit wood-like on the edges, but I kind of screwed up, but ended up liking it in the end. My husband really liked it too. I'd never used this antique wax before, so I put it on super thick without knowing what I was doing. So I was panicking at this moment. So I just took my rag and started wiping it off, and then my husband was like, wow, I really like that. It like matches the top wood piece. So I'm like, oh, you're right. So I kept going, and here, I don't know why my camera keeps going in and out of focus, but so I just kept layering it with the heavier stain in spots, and then, or not stain, the heavier wax in spots, and then doing it lighter in sections so that it just looked more kind of like aged wood. And I would rub the wax off a little bit more in spots so that it was lighter and just looked worn and like it had just been sitting there a while. But this is definitely something I'm going to have to practice with because I don't have a good technique down. I'll just have to watch some videos. I know Yami from the Latina Next Door uses this wax a lot. That's actually where I got the idea from. And she does beautiful work, so definitely check her out. So I think it's crazy how much it makes it look like wood. So if you have any tips or ideas on how to use this a little bit better, let me know. You know, I love to hear your guys' ideas and just how to get better at things. So let me know if you guys like this type of video and what you want to see more of or less of. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I have a really fun video coming out on Thursday, and I hope you guys have a fabulous week, and I'll see you next time. Stay safe and take care. Bye. And if you want to check out these wax melts, I just got them from Antique Candle Company. They are awesome. You know, I have been a fan of their candles for forever. So if you want to check them out, I will have my link listed in the description box for you.